preseason week number 1 in bulk, in full, in the books means there's a lot to overreact to. Let's hit it. Go for it.
That was terrible.
That was crap. That was garbage. This place sucks.
Overreaction Monday.
Please hit it.
All right, boys. This is going to be an all-quarterback edition because we're kind of focused on that.
That's what it's all
after
about right
preseason
now.
week 1.
It's a quarterback-driven,
Rich,
overreacting league.
The Bears should make Justin Fields QB1
Yep.
ASAP.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Honestly. Like, we all know Andy Dalton, what we will get from him, and I say that fully knowing that this is a you-never-know league. I love the guy. He is completely 100% someone to root for.
4 times to the playoffs?
But if you are in the Chicago Bears fan base and you are champing at the bit to get somebody to put this parade down Michigan Avenue and be somebody who you just don't get off, if you will, from somebody else's team scrap heap, or you try and draft somebody. You haven't had somebody since the punky QB who you can absolutely go crazy for. And I understand Smoking Jay Cutler did what he did, and so on and so forth. You can't see what this kid does and be so electrified by him in the preseason and sit him. And I know it's a huge, tough assignment week 1 against the Rams and Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald, but better now than later. That said, if Nagy thinks that he's not going to be able to protect himself, as Louis Riddick said earlier in the program, or he thinks that there's going to be too much neck up that the kid won't be able to handle adversity then you got to sit him. But I think it's go time. Do it. Go for it. They were all wondering, can Deshaun Watson do it? You remember we had Dabo Swinney basically say that anybody who thinks he shouldn't be a first-round guy should be fired?
Yep.
Michael Jordan and cleats and what have you. And Tom Savage start the first half of one game, and then they threw Deshaun Watson in there, and then he was a starter. Week 2 of his rookie season on a short week, I was there in Cincinnati, Ohio, and he was struggling mightily against the Bengals defense. But then he runs one in from half court, as Mooch said during halftime.
Yep.
Do it. Not an overreaction, I don't think. Go for it.
All right,
Chris,
let's go
what
to
else?
New England, guys. Mac Jones will be the Pats starter sooner than we think.
I think that's true, too. I think it's true, too. I mean, the kids, like I said earlier on in the program, the kids from Alabama, there's nothing that Belichick's going to throw at him that he already doesn't know is coming from the place of hard coaching. I mean, that's where, if you got through things in Nick Saban and you thrived under Nick Saban, you're going to be able to thrive under Bill Belichick. I just remember when I first got into the television business and my news director didn't say jack to me about what a good job I did. I didn't need that because my first editor at the Staten Island Advance was such a mean old cur. Like, he reminded me of Mr. Potter from It's a Wonderful Life. I came out of that experience not needing the affirmation of the people who are in charge of what I do. And I think that's what's probably coming from Mac Jones' experience. I think he's in a perfect spot, and I think that the offense is perfectly made and is ready for him. And I think, as you know, the Jets will knock Cam Newton out in week number 2, and out will trot Mac Jones. And 6 Super Bowls later, you'll be talking about him.
That would be great. Obviously, that would be great.
Mac Marvelous Mac, Tom Terrific, whatever you want to say. What else you got
Mac
over there,
10.
Chris?
Guys, the Saints are
Mac
wondering. The Saints are wondering if Drew Brees can unretire.
That's an overreaction. You know what?
6 turnovers over the weekend.
I get it. That's an overreaction. I still think that Sean Payton's going to figure out what needs to be done, and that, and if Jameis gets the start and he cannot stay away from the interceptions, if he does another 30 for 30 type season, you'll see Taysom Hill in there more often than not. And I think you could see a quarterback system that goes back and forth with each other. And Sean Payton will be able to handle that, get through this season, and draft somebody else. They're not. Drew Brees is going to sit on the NBC set, and that's an overreaction.
Trade for Russell Wilson, maybe?
I obviously that'll be something next year, but Sean Payton is somebody who can figure out what to do. And if he starts Jameis and Jameis starts winging it all over the lot and can't take care of the football, then Sean Payton will sit him and put Taysom Hill in there and have a different offense. and then bring in Jameis on 3rd and long, and he'll just wing it down the field. I mean,
Yeah, right. I don't
could
know.
you not put that past Sean Payton to have a 2-quarterback system in the NFL and make it work? Or not have it tear up an offense?
I'd say Sean Payton's ego, he would try it and then realize it quickly it doesn't work.
I don't know. I think if anybody can make it work, it's him. I'm not ready to hit that panic button yet for the Saints.
Next, top 3 picks in the draft. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance. They showed flashes, but clearly work still in progress.
Oh, well, yeah. I think that makes total, complete sense. I think Trevor Lawrence will eventually win the job. I can't wait to see how he does it. Must be maybe one throw that he makes that puts him over the top. Zach Wilson could sit there and absolutely, down his leg, and he's still starting week 1.
He could go 30 for 30 this year, I think.
You know what, though? Let him just make all the mistakes.
Yeah, I think so.
You could see that he can throw on the run, man.
He can wing it, man.
He can really throw. He can throw and move, which is exactly what you need in the NFL, man.
So could Trey Lance.
I know. And then Trey Lance is in the perfect spot. And I wouldn't be surprised if Garoppolo starts and Lance comes in and has, like, if you will, a package. Garoppolo looks good, and the team loves him. I think that's a proper assessment of what's going on. Yeah. What else?
Last one. I know Ian told us not to be worried, but the Cowboys should be very concerned about Dak Prescott's injury.
Dude, I mean, Ian basically came on the air and said he laughs at all the people thinking that he's got a problem. I don't know. Like,
he's not throwing real footballs.
I don't know, man. He says don't worry about it. That means he's talking to the team. That means he's talking to the agent. It means he's talking to the player, the people around him. Don't worry about it. All I'm saying is that if he's got a pitcher's injury and they're calling the Yankees and they're calling the Rangers to say, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? That tweet.
It's just absurd.
That tweet from the Dallas Cowboys. That could be read as Arnie or Jerry Seinfeld. It is not a setback, and it's not a reason to worry, but Dak Prescott's planning on getting another MRI. It's not a setback.
It's not a setback.
It's not a setback.
No
It's
reason to
worry.
Like,
I prefer the Jerry way.
higher register the whole time.
It's not a setback. It was not a setback.
That is a higher register tweet if there ever was one.
There's nothing to see here.
Okay, I hope so.
I mean, we'll find out tomorrow on Hard Knocks.
Oh, gosh, I don't think you'll find a darn thing out on Hard Knocks.
We'll see it probably play out a little bit.
Maybe.
I mean, it obviously makes for good drama, so...
But Ian basically called us out for overreacting on that, so he's like, all right.
But he's not
Back
going to
off.
play in the preseason, so we're going to see Dak play week 1 and then
By the way,
without
I said
seeing him play any football.
I said the exact same thing last week. I don't have the cachet that Ian has, but I said the same thing. Like, we're getting all in arms over a tweet. Like I said, this didn't come from Rich Dalrymple. This didn't come from Jerry Jones or Charlotte Jones or Stephen Jones or any of the Joneses. This was someone in the social media department.
Could you imagine they all got together in the votive candle room, Jerry Jones, that DeMarcus Ware told us about, right? He lights a votive candle when he wants to start freaking you out. And they're all in there.
Let's
and
write
Jerry
this
Jones,
tweet.
And Jerry Jones like, now, all right, Dax need another MRI. I want it. I want peace of mind. Peace of mind is what we want. We just want it. But how are we going to handle it? I know. Let's send out a tweet.
Tell everyone not to worry.
It's not to worry.
Don't worry.
Send out a not to worry tweet. All right? Let's do it. Who we call?
And Charlotte's there.
Imagine.
But
And then his
put the
his
button.
grandson is like pulls out the phone, types it
Puts in-
out. Is this look good, guys?
And then Jerry's like,
talk to text.
oh, you put it on IG stories too? Put it on IG stories.
Settle down just a little bit.
There it is. Thank you so much. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.